So a guy wanted to buy some constitutional silver, but then saw the price and nearly crapped his pants. $10 face value, $260. No, thank you. I don't want to spend that kind of money. So I figured maybe we should give coin hunting a go. Yeah. Is coin hunting worth your while today in 2023? Is it still worth it? Has all of the silver coins been picked out or grabbed by the Fed or other people? Is there still some silver left out there? Is it worth your time? This is what we're going to figure out right now. So obviously, it is not free to coin hunt because you need these little tubes, these little sleeves. I went to Amazon and spent $27 on 1,000 assorted coin sleeves. That should last me a while. So I would say it probably costs you a couple of bucks anyway every time you go to a bank and get a bunch of change to sort through. And I would have to say, honestly, I think this is going to be more of like a hobby type thing, you know, because I don't think you're going to find that much silver that it's worth your time per hour plus driving around and getting, you know what I mean? But if you're doing nothing else anyway, and you go through a couple of boxes of change every couple of days or a week or whatever, just in your spare time when you got nothing else going on, keeps you out of trouble. I mean, there's a lot worse things you could be doing. Like shooting up horse tranquilizer and fentanyl, or getting a sex change or something like that, you know what I mean? At least this will kind of like, you know, calm the mind. Problem two is getting the change. I went to the bank and, you know, I've never done this, so I said, give me $150 in dimes and $150 in nickels, please. And she says, yeah, we don't have any nickels. I'm like, you're a bank and you don't have any nickels. She said, we have dimes. I'm like, do you have any quarters? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, give me everything that you can spare. All of it. Every last bit. So I got $40 in quarters, $8 in nickels, and $150 in dimes. And this is all I could shake out of them. So we're going to go through all of these, see if there's any silver, any good finds. And if we don't, then we're going to repeat the process. So I was able to reuse the quarter rolls, put the quarters back in. And second roll in, I saw, you know, the quarters are the easiest ones because you can just look at the edge. And if it's you don't see that copper ring, then you know it's silver. And there was one coin in there, but it was Canadian, not silver. Dang it! Now on to the nickels. Alright, so we finished the nickels. Didn't find any silver, but a few interesting nickels anyway that I'm going to keep. I'm going to add it to my 40mm shell casing, where I keep the copper pennies and any good finds. And now on to the dimes. Alright guys, well, no silver. No silver on batch number 1. But you know what? We have $200 that I took out of my bank. I have it in change now. And now I don't have to go back to my bank. I have $200 in change. I can take this change and go to any bank. TD Bank, whatever. You know what I mean? I can exchange this $200 in change for another $200 in change. So I still have a bunch of these that are unopened, and I'm not going to open them because I use this scale only goes up to I forget, like 6 ounces or 5 ounces or something like that, and it has a few more decimal points. Then I have a bigger scale over there for a little bit heavier items, but this one's a little bit more accurate for lighter measurements. So I had 3 of these. They were coming out like noticeably heavier. So I opened those ones first, no silver. Then there was one that was coming in significantly lighter. And I can't find it. I threw it in the bowl. It's in here somewhere. But essentially it had two little tiny chips out of the corner, like two little chunks missing out of the corner of the coin. And it was enough to tip the scales quite a bit. You know, so it was a noticeable difference. So I know the scale is accurate, and all of the ones in this box are so close that I don't think it's worth my time unpacking all of these, because these were done by a bank versus like something like this that was done from, you know, whoever at their house. They might have just, I'm gonna cash in my change, you know. May not have known to look through them, or maybe they did, who knows. So I like to see stuff like this, but I have seen people find silver in rolls like this. But I do see that the weighing trick might be able to save you some time. So yeah, I'm not going to open these. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for my sleeves that I just ordered to come in, and I'm going to repack all of this up. And I'll go to a completely different bank in a completely different town. Well, I tell you what, the banks, they look at you like you're a weirdo. When you walk in with a box of $200 in change and you say, hey, I would like to exchange this for another $200 in change. And the guy was like scratching his head like, what are you up to? Immediately he pulls out a magnet and starts doing this. I'm like, dude, there's no foreigns in there. I've already been through them. I was like, I'm looking for old silver coins. Is what I'm doing. And I just need some other coins. And he's like, oh, okay. I have a buddy that does that. So what are you looking for? I was like, I don't know. What do you have? So this bank did not have dimes. The other bank only had dimes. This bank had nickels and quarters. So I got $160 in quarters. And then the rest of the $200, so $40 in nickels. And some of them, there's a bunch of them in here that say moolah. These look customer done, more than likely. And this one, I think I'm going to start with this. This looks promising. All taped up and everything. Yeah. But then the rest are, yeah. But the problem is, my little scale there only works for dimes. You put quarters or nickels on it and it maxes the scale out. Won't work. The other scale's not really that good, so I'm gonna have to go through every single last one of these. So let's dig in. So the reason I'm doing this is because I saw a bunch of YouTube channels, or not a bunch, but a few YouTube channels that they go out and they coin hunt, and they make it look easy, man. I mean, they're hitting the mother load, and I'm like, really? Is there really that much, like, constitutional just floating around out there in 2023? Is it still like that? Is it possible to find any? So I've been to 4 banks now. There's one in my town, one the town over, and then I'm working pretty much across the state. So I hit 2 different towns on the other side of the state as well. So I've hit 4 banks. I've gone through $800 in change so far. Mostly nickels, because nickels, for whatever reason, seem to be the most abundant for whatever reason. I tried to get all dimes at one point, but that wasn't going to happen, so I realized quickly that I just needed to go in there and ask for what I wanted and then substitute with whatever else they didn't have in whatever I was asking for. So if I wanted all nickels, they didn't have all nickels, and I got some quarters or some dimes, you know, just to make up the $200 that I had. So the quarters and the dimes, they're 90%, and they're easier to sort through because all you have to do is look at the edge of the coin like this. And if you see a copper ring, you don't even have to look at the date. You can just move on. So it seems like, I mean, I wasn't even getting close. I wasn't even getting close in dates to constitutional. So I kind of leaned more on the nickels because I was at least getting close. I was dancing around the dates that I needed to be. You know, I was finding stuff very, very close. And then the nickels, they're a little bit harder. So I could see a nickel being overlooked more than, you know, a quarter or a dime. Because the nickels, you can't just look at the edge like this because they all look the same. But one of these is constitutional silver. We did find some after searching through $800 and change. I pulled out a bunch of these other nickels just because of the dates on them. Like, check this out. This is like crazy old, man. This is a 1939. Yeah, 1939. I found a bunch of, found two 39s, some 40s, some 41s. Then it kind of skipped forward and I found some 47s, 48s, and a couple of 52s. I just pulled them out because they were old, I don't know. But then I found this, and this actually came out of a bank wrapped roll. Not like a one that was done by somebody at their house. This was done and rolled by a bank, which was kind of surprising. We found my very first piece of constitutional silver ever. This is a 1945 Jefferson war nickel. And it's got a little P over the White House there for Philadelphia. And this is 35% silver. 35%! Pretty cool. It is out there. It is still out there. Which is cool to see. So we did find constitutional silver. I mean, that's cool, right? We did a little coin roll hunting, gave it a shot, and we did find some. But the question is, was it worth my time in 2023? Well, let's see. I spent about 8 hours driving around, sitting here at this desk, sorting through change, re-rolling the change, swapping it in another bank. And I tried my best not to go out of my way, you know, to do it. And we found one Jefferson war nickel in 8 hours, essentially. So I want to try doing things in a little different route. You know, because our time is valuable after all. So, you know, I had some side work, and the thing with side work is it comes and it goes, and sometimes I have dry spells for months and months, right? And I have nothing, and I'm calling people, and other times it's coming in back to back to back, and I can't handle it. So I had a side job on Friday on my way home. I literally had to drive past this guy's front door to get home. He had everything laid out for me. It was beautiful. In and out of his house in 45 minutes. $250. Then Saturday, yesterday, I had another side job for a friend, so I let him slide a little bit. But again, in and out of his house in 45 minutes, $180. Then Monday or Tuesday of this coming week for the same guy I worked for on Friday, already agreed upon. We have another side job for him. Another 45-minute job-ish. Already agreed upon $200. So with time traveled, we're just going to round it up. It was about 3.5 hours, but we're just going to round it up to 4, right? 4 hours of my time. And we now have $640, essentially, right? So I wanted to go and see what could we get for Jefferson war nickels. And this, I mean, this is big business, guys. I didn't even realize this. Like, I'm just like peeling back the top layers and looking down at this whole coin empire here. But this is nuts. Like, people are grabbing these bags of change, like they're getting them from banks, right? This says Bank of America. Some customer deposited this, and you can see on the bag it says it has $100.05 in it. And it might have some Jefferson War nickels in it. It might not. And I'm zooming in on this image and I can see some newer ones in there. Yeah, right there. So there is newer nickels in there. So this is just a chance of finding constitutional, right? And they're selling this bag of change for $160 plus shipping. So you're paying like $70 just for a chance. This seems like a huge scam. I mean, you could just go to your bank and ask for these bags, I would think. But see, that's the thing. The banks are kind of like, I don't know. Some of them will work with you, and some of them just they feel like you're wasting their time. So you have to like kind of like build relationships and stuff with banks, and it's kind of crazy. But yeah, for the sake of the video, I found this little lot here. It's a lot of 20 Jefferson War nickels for $34 approximately. So I did some math. We could, with the money that I got from my little side jobs, we could get about 250 Jefferson War nickels. 250 Jefferson War nickels for half the amount of time spent than coin hunting. And yes, of course, I'm gonna pay Uncle Sam. I didn't forget about you, Uncle Scam. Don't worry. God, he's always on our back, isn't he? It's crazy. But I just have a hard time, like, when it comes to buying constitutional. I don't know. Like, check this out, for instance, right? These are, I like the Mercury dimes. I think they're cool. I do want some. Here's from Coin Exchange, right? These are Mercury dimes that are so worn down that they have no dates. Right? This is going for $216. It's a $10 face value for $217. So you're paying roughly, I don't know, $30.50 per ounce, roughly. So $30.50 per ounce for these guys that are so worn down you can't see the dates. And if you want the same thing but just with the dates, you're looking at closer to $34 and change per ounce of silver. And this is why it's really hard. So you're paying, like, for good coins, you're paying like $34 an ounce right now, and it's 90%, it's not pure. And then you could just come over to SD Bullion, and for a lot less than $34, for $29.78, you could get this Britannia 2023 1 ounce fine silver coin. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, that's why it's like kind of difficult. And I just noticed this the other day. They're selling, SD Bullion is selling these 39mm airtight cases for $1.49 each for a piece of plastic to go around your coin. Are people actually buying those? That seems a little high. So I went on to Amazon and found the same things, the little airtight cases. Because if you pull your silver out and admire it once in a while, like these, it's soft metal, so it gets scuffed up and messed up pretty quickly. So yeah, for $20, I got enough airtight cases to do all 80 of my Canadian Maple Leafs, and I have enough to do another 160 coins for $20. But I think honestly I'm done. This is all Canadian Maple Leafs. I've got 80 of them. I think I'm gonna start collecting something else. I was considering buying some of these, but what I think I'm going to do, check this out. This is an interesting thing, and I think we have a huge opportunity coming. Big opportunity coming. So I've been charting long enough to realize when probabilities are probable, right? So this is the gold chart, and this is on the monthly chart. So every candle here is 1 month. This is like a very zoomed out view, and it's kind of weird how this is starting to line up. it's like weird timing here, but you can see we had this big bullish move, right? And then we've kind of hit this corrective pattern here that we're just kind of trading sideways, up and down, right? So from what I've learned charting the last 2 years is whenever the market makers decide that they're going to, let's say the market makers decide that they want to send gold up into another dimension, right? They're going to move the market up. Usually what they do first is they'll swing the market down and start scaring people, taking people out of the market, stopping people out that have long positions from here, possibly, because your stop loss would be down here. So they'll swing the market down, scare people, maybe people start selling, and then the market makers will start buying around here. They'll get a better seat, you know, right at the beginning of the move, and then they'll start to send the market up into another dimension. So we have the elections coming, right, in what, 2024? You notice this move, like 2023, we hit this top, and this looks perfect to come down right at the election time. So to me, it looks like gold, unless this was the low takeout, took out these lows, and this is the beginning of the move up, which could happen. That's likely that could happen, but I don't know. I think the better chance is that gold is going to work its way down all summer long, and probably silver, and we're going to come down and we're going to take out this low right here. So I think that we're going to see gold at potentially around $1,600, maybe even the high 15s again, one more time. And this might be the last time in our lifetime that we see that kind of price ever again. So honestly, I think I just want to sock some money aside and wait patiently for gold to make this move down. I mean, I've got a bunch of silver now. I do want to add some gold to the portfolio. I just couldn't pull the trigger at $2,000. You know what I mean? And plus, I don't have the money anyway. So this gives us some time. Right? This gives us a little bit of time to start socking some money away. We got time. You know, we've got all summer. Right? And as soon as gold makes this move down, and we're at the $1,600 level, I'm going to pounce like a tiger in the bushes, man. And I'm going to buy some physical gold coins at that point. Hopefully I'm ready. And as tempting as it is to spend this cash that I got now on silver, unfortunately I can't because I'm like this close. Another like possibly 2 weeks, I'm going to be a homeowner of a 3-family home. And I need a lot of stuff. I need washers, dryers, paint, flooring, like God only knows what else. And I have to take care of the tenants first before I can take care of me, unfortunately. So there's tenants that need a washer and dryer. Like the second I become the owner of the property, I have to put a washer and dryer in. So yeah, I got to go find a washer and dryer ASAP. But yeah, anyways, you know, we tried it. We coin hunted. We found some. It's cool. It was fun. It was a thrill actually when you're searching and you're just getting like, oh man, and then you actually find one. It's like a rush, man. You're like, yes. You know, it really makes it like kind of worth your while. But then it wears off kind of quickly, and you're like, wait a minute, I just spent a lot of time for that, and it's only 35% silver. So this is not like worth that much. I see some people trying to sell these for like $7 on eBay, but they're not worth that. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this one. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, whatever. See you later.